So also, when I made a stop, I felt the seat. The seat that I'm sitting under does not feel hot, but the sides of the seat do. The bottom panels feel very hot, and so I'm guessing that's coming the way the seat is attached straight from the engine. And I'm gonna say that wind deflectors might be. After what I went through, I don't plan to try to take them off and compare. I'm trying to figure out why this says 1A. Let's see if I change the gear. Yeah, it's the gear, but why A? And why doesn't it say it on any other? The A goes away on every other one. The sun is straight on, and if I didn't have this electrical tape, it'd be even worse. It's not great right now. And that's this is where I wish I had my actual tinted visor rather than the little drop down thing here. That little electrical tape trick though is really helpful, because I don't want to have my head all the way down looking up at an even more awkward angle. When I first got my bike, I never thought about the sun, and I had a clear visor and went out on the road, and man, damn near got in an accident because I flat out could not see. And this isn't great right now with the tinted visor and the electrical tape. It's still not great. That sun is coming right on. Whew, that was like blinding. I saw Motorman, I watched one of his new videos, came out today, and he's added, at least the first time I've seen one, an Insta360 angle that he mounted on the back of his own bike. And I think, man, that's a good angle. I wish it had been some way to see what he was doing with his brake foot. It was just out of the angle, but to see his head turning and the bike, it added a neat dimension to his videos. He makes it look so simple, and I have not practiced the way I should. I do it here and there, and especially to the right. Well, I shouldn't say especially. They're both tough for me. You know, to hear him tell his story, like I think about people who tell me that if I don't know how to do certain things after 2 years, I should really be taking another course. Well, Motorman was telling the story. He'd been riding for 20 years and went, I guess, to this police academy for the first time. And they said, you know, who in here knows how to ride a motorcycle? And he's like, nobody raised their hand. So he raised his because he knew. And he said, if I recall his story correctly, basically he instantly regretted it, because the guy basically like chewed him out and said, you don't know anything about riding a motorcycle. And Motorman said after taking that, he realized he really didn't know much about riding a motorcycle and all this stuff that he didn't know, and said that, you know, he thought everybody should know it. That's why it became his passion in life to teach that course, the police academy skills. Now, some people say that if you can go that long without needing that, you're fine, but you know, it is it's the thing giving me the most trouble is slow speed maneuvers. And you know, for somebody like him to say he had been riding for 20 years and then realized he didn't know that much. And then he said he would take his you know, take other people who've been riding, and they would arrogantly say, you know, I know how to ride a bike, and he would try to get them to do like one of these U-turns or something, and they would drop their bike. And now it's interesting that if they've been riding that long and never dropped a bike for a U-turn, and maybe they haven't needed the skill. That's the counter argument. I've read people kind of critical of that whole focus on these tight curves. It certainly would have saved me that time. The one and only time I think I've dropped my bike was doing that U-turn on a slope. Man, that was a bad decision. Luckily not. The crash bar did what it was intended to do with a little nick.